confidential information for lots of legal reasons. Okay, the reality is that we have information that we can't share with you guys right now, which makes it so that we can't trade the coin. All right, it'd be complete conflict of interest. We are not buying these coins, not because we don't want to, but because we can't.
I didn't say that you would be buying them. I just said a whale would buy them.
Yeah, anybody is welcome to come here and speculate, for sure.
Someone in the chat suggested that that's why PGP reacted again.
All those nice fees on a bullshit coin, yeah, nice.
Come on, Yerb, fuck me. FX goes to the moon.
It's bullshit.
The FX goes to the moon, believe.
Yeah, guys, but if you want PGP to speak with us, please act politely. You can ask bad questions in polite way.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I'd buy them if I could.
You know, it's very unique that we have somebody here from the exchange that would talk at all. And so, yeah, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, imagine if this was OK coin. Good luck.
Hello. Show respect. Phil's always been pretty decent here too, so don't be dicks. Everybody's angry. There's a lot of emotion. Everybody's frustrated, confused, and nervous, and all of those things. It's understandable, but so is he. So remember that.
Look, and I know I've been absent. And I can't really say very much more than what I've said already. But I am here to support you guys. So, trading's up and running. Things are happening. Just consider me another support avenue. If somebody wants to open up PMs, that's fine for me. But I just want to make sure that people's issues with the site are being taken care of, that their withdrawals are going through, that they can log in. I just want to hear about any bugs, any problems, what have you. I just want to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible while we continue to sort out this mess.
Thanks, PGP, and we all love having you here, so I appreciate it.
Just a quick question.
I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Just a quick question. Any timeline on when margin trading is going to happen, and will US customers be able to do it like we were before?
I think that's really dependent upon the books filling in and there being a willingness of lenders to lend. So right now, people are just trying to figure out if they can actually get withdrawals done. And I think once the dust settles and people have withdrawn what they want to withdraw, and people who have assets on the platform are willing to lend or what have you, then we'll reevaluate that. So hell, that could be later today or tomorrow. So I don't, or it could be a week. That's something we're going to have to take. Day at a time.
PGP, you might not be able to comment on this, but I'm willing to lend. I'm ready to go. But a lot of talk about injunctions and assets getting frozen or anything. Is that anything you can comment on or not?
I'm unaware of any such action, and but if I really couldn't comment on that if there was.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have a more vague question. Are you optimistic right now?
I believe that we are going to take care of our customers. Yes. I think there are a lot of different ways that this plays out, but I think that if people think that we're going to go away quietly on this and just basically shove it to the user and not do everything in our power to make them whole, they're wrong. That is not the kind of people we are. That is not the kind of business that we run. Those aren't the ethics that we run the business by. So we are going to do everything in our power, and that will include selling a large chunk of the company if necessary to make people whole, or potentially offering some of people holding these tokens to convert to equity, if that's appropriate in their jurisdiction and their status. We'll see. More details to follow.
Right on. Thanks, brother. Good answer, by the way.
Just one note here about Synapse Pay. Anybody that had a Synapse Pay balance that got Synapse just returned all the balances to the users. We are a little bit more than a handful of accounts that are just basically stuck, and I can't really help you until we finish our accounting with Synapse, which will be today sometime, I think.
Will that increase the haircut?
No. All the haircuts have been taken.
Thanks, PGP.
That's a huge question and a big answer. Thank you.
What was the answer to that question, if anyone can?
He said all the haircuts are complete, so there won't be any further haircuts based on accounting of the Synapse Pay Triumph Bank situation, which had allowed many users who had those accounts, which was, or not many, there was a subclass of U.S. verified users that had that service, and they were allowed to withdraw U.S. dollars that were in their exchange wallets, 100% of those funds. So by working directly with Synapse Pay and with Triumph Bank, they were able to withdraw that money in the last week. So right now they're still working with Synapse Pay to figure out exactly what the accounting is over there. So that a lot of people with Synapse Pay trying to withdraw now have it frozen or on hold, I believe.
That's just an unfortunate reality. We can't get everything done in the amount of time that we've done it, but we're working on it. And everything will be handled as equitably as possible.
Hey, BTP, I was wondering if you could comment real quick. We've been pulling API data for a while to get pricing, and we're getting random time zones from the regular BTC USD feed. It oscillates between UTC and plus 9 hours, minus 7 hours. It's all over the place. Looks like your servers have really bizarre time zone settings.
I don't know anything about that, but that is yeah, I would just
forward
open
it
a
on,
ticket
please.
on that. What's that?
I said, could you just please forward it on to your engineers? They should be aware of that, because that's going to be screwing up
This is on the WebSocket?
Nope, just the regular REST API. I posted a link below. Just refresh it a couple of times. You'll see time zones all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, the trading view chart's not updating.
Oh yeah, check out the time. Gosh.
It's the same time every time.
I'm looking at that. I don't see where are the time zone problems.
Same every time for me.
It looks right. It looks right to me.
Yeah, I'm not getting that variance.
1600
Keep refreshing
Zulu.
it.
Bitfinex coins going to be transferable between users.
Still getting 1600 every time.
What's that?
Bitfinex coins going to be able to be transferred between users and multiple accounts.
Yes, we will be able to facilitate that. If you wanted to do something OTC with somebody, we could help facilitate that.
On a related note, I've got something that's a little harder question regarding Bitfinex coins. We can audit them on the Omni system, of course, but how do we audit them on yours?
They're not on Omni yet.
Not yet. No, we will be able to audit. But how do we audit the number of them on your site? Is that possible?
We haven't released that information yet.
Okay. I just wanted to know if it's actually
by the time
possible.
we get around to look, there will be more information forthcoming. And by the time we release it as a token, you'll be able to verify the total number of tokens. You'll be able to verify that we've never increased the number of tokens. One of the features that we are making sure it works correctly with Omni is actually it's a feature that they're adding right now, which is the ability to do redemptions. So the idea is that periodically, as we have excess reserves, to be able to apply toward paying back the coin holders, we'll do pro rata redemptions. So it's one thing if it's all on our website, that's easy, that's just a database thing. But if they're being held away, and let's say in your own Omni wallet somewhere, or you're on some exchange, we need to be able to make an announcement, say as of this block height, we're going to be redeeming X dollars worth, and we'll actually reduce the balance by a certain amount, and then push Tether to that address as well. So that's how that will work remotely.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool, man. That's really cool.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I mean, yes, this is a really fucked up situation for everybody to be in, but it's forcing us to do some creative and interesting things, and I think that this could be a really interesting use case for a so-called Bitcoin 2.0 type protocol. So we're very interested in seeing that become a reality and proving out that technology for just for the sake of the technology.
Hey, silver linings, man. I like that outlook. All right, cool, man. That's from a technical perspective. That was my concern because we always like to audit. So that is brilliant.
Right. Well, I mean, believe it when you see it. I mean, we're getting there. So.
Yeah, I was thinking this today that it's almost like, like when a debt collection agency comes after you and they say, oh, we're collecting this debt on behalf of this person. What if that debt was just tokenized, via the Omni system, and, it was just like given the details and people could easily, buy and sell and transfer, different debts.
Okay, Sharky Bit, I just want to make it clear that we're not buying our own tokens to, on the cheap to try to erase them. That's a conflict of interest at this point. We can't do that.
I'm assuming that the exception is that Tether deal, where if they reach a certain amount, that you do buy them back at the full $1 value.
The goal is to redeem all these BFX tokens for their face value. Which is $1. So my guess is the way this plays out is that we will be offering to certain individuals that are holding a lot of this stuff. Unfortunately, we can't make a blanket offer because that would be unregistered security, but we are going to probably drop some type of private placement memorandum for accredited investors that they can use the tokens to basically convert to equity. We have received a lot of interest in that, so that will be some portion of the tokens will get retired that way. And then we are talking to other potential investors about fresh money injections where they would buy a percentage of the company, and we would use those proceeds to repay the balance. And in the meantime, if we remain a going concern, which I expect that we will, then profits that we generate will obviously, in large part, go back to paying off these tokens.
But if you were holding bitcoins at the time of the hack and you got a haircut in bitcoins and bitcoins go up in value, obviously people are going to lose their purchasing.
Look, we had no choice except to dollarize all the losses. There's no other way to really account for it and deal with it. So at the time that we took the site down, we had to collapse all the margin positions, and we had to take the haircuts based upon the prices at the time on every asset. And that was how we did it. It was done in a fashion that best mirrors what would happen, in a liquidation event / bankruptcy. So we're trying to be as equitable as possible in this process, while trying to deliver what we think is a reasonable expectation of a full recovery. We are working toward that.
Phil, when does that stats page come back? The one that shows like the margin positions?
Sorry, that jump, guys.
I don't know if anyone else asked this.
Company. But one other thing you guys need to realize, so it's not just about us paying back from profits that we develop over time. It's going to be we're going to go raise equity, so specifically to pay off the bondholders. If you think the company is worth more than 70, 80, 90, $100 million overall, and you think that we can raise money to be able to cover this hole, or convince token holders to convert to equity, that's what you're gambling on right now when you're trading the BFX coin. Anybody that sells away their coins right now, they can do that, and realize 30 cents on the dollar right now, and that may be the best choice for them. But we're going to do everything in our power to redeem these one way or the other through equity or through an equity financing to use to pay off these coin holders.
Hey,
Thanks,
PGP, thank you.
Good luck to you, Phil.
Hey, Phil, quick question on the 2FA issue. Is this something being worked on? There's many of us who can't even access the site.
It is just, I know, you can send a ticket, or address, I mean...
I can't do anything.
Yes, it's, you can't send a ticket?
Well, I guess I could send a ticket.
We're addressing these things as quickly as we can. I will, if you PM me your username, let me see what I can do.
Thanks, PGP.
Can we deposit yet?
PGP, your PMs are disabled, so that's not going to work.
Probably by email.
No, it was just, Swapman did it just so that you didn't get hassled. Your PMs are disabled, Swapman did it so you wouldn't get hassled. It's nothing to do with you, just so that cunts didn't message you all day and annoy you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
My username
I want to
OPET.
help whoever's, what's that?
OPET, O-P-E-T.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me check it out.
All right, thanks, brother. And LitX, L-I-T-X. And I think also...
Yeah, so that's it. So it just depends, Like, do you want to buy that debt? Like, do you think that debt's going to be paid off? I mean...
Hey, Flipper, just as a mod, can you re-enable PGP's private messages? It just asked if people could private message their usernames who are having issues with 2FA. It's disabled for him.
Anybody can PM him, I think.
Swapman disabled it earlier.
No, that's what Swapman disabled it just so that he wasn't getting annoyed and like shit tons of messages.
Yeah, okay. I'll let Swapman sort out then.
Alright, cool.
No, I guess that...
Hey, Bitfinex, are you there?
Yeah.
What do you think about making futures for Bitfinex coin on your platform?
We'll be live in less than an hour.
Wow.
Good job.
That, we may actually put a safety mechanism in place to prevent it from trading above $1. Now that you guys mentioned it, I'm going to bring that up with my team.
But no, don't do that.
Guys, are you serious? Really?
Could you please not do that?
But guys,
Yeah, serious, because listen, Phil, here's why, Phil, because it's legitimate USD that's being used to buy it, right? So at the same time, it's whatever they're willing to pay. So if somebody's willing to pay $1.50, that there's
to get $1?
To get,
Exactly. Why would they do that?
not to get $1, because right now there is no dollar associated with that. What they'd be getting is a token that they can then trade accordingly. If it goes down below $1 again, like it probably should, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? It's on the traders who made money with that commodity. Now I understand why you'd want to limit it, because it equals $1 in your minds. But right now it doesn't equal anything in terms of real value, other than the USD dollars that are being traded.
The most that can never be redeemed for is $1.
Not if somebody else is willing to pay more.
I understand the theoretical argument. I do.
But the thing, PGP, from a legal standpoint, if you start putting regulation on your own coin, doesn't that have a legal impact? If you're just going to call it a token, just leave it as a bare bones token. Don't put extra rules in there, because won't that get you into trouble?
Cannot Bitfinex just say we won't
You know
pay
what?
more than $1?
I can't comment any further on that. But okay.
No, PGP, because people are thinking that there might be dividends associated with the coin at some point, so that's why it will go over $1.
The only way that would happen is if they somehow became shareholders, and that would happen either through our fundraising efforts or by way of potentially redeeming tokens for equity on a plan yet to be disseminated. So maybe, but I guess theoretically that could be, if that we announce that tokens tokens can be redeemed for X amount of equity, and people perceive the equity of the company to be worth more than $1 of the token, then yeah, I guess it's possible. I suppose that's possible.
Yeah, and
I'd be very happy if that was the case. But we'll see.
I'd kind of think that Bitfinex would prefer to have the number of people holding the tokens reduced dramatically. So you'd want folks to accumulate more and more of those over time, and that might be, they might see it as, say they take profits from a margin, and that's found money in a sense, and they take those profits and they're willing to pay more than $1 for the token. So there's reasons why they would do that. That's not necessarily a longer term investment there. So they accumulate, let's say, 1 million tokens over time, and now they are one of your preferred token holders that has a chance for equity. So there's all kinds of factors there.
Think that through.
Bitfinex great again.
Right, so that's a little bit.
But they're not buying them back, Crypto Ranger. He's made that clear like 100 times today. They're not buying them on. So they won't.
Hey Phil, you gonna start hanging out again?
I wish I could more. We're getting up and running, but naturally, I'm very limited in what I can say about this situation.
PGP, how is that feeling to be the most hated person, one of the most hated persons in crypto? No, it's not for me.
PGP, please.
It's not for me. It wasn't for my opinion, but you can see that drama all over the crypto space. So,
Well, I mean,
we're going to make people whole, all right? So believe what you want, but we are going to do everything in our power to show that, yes, despite a major technical fuck-up, that we as an organization are going to try.
I believe you, but
hell yeah, man.
You need to handle that.
Hell yeah.
Hey Phil, thank you so much for coming back and putting the platform back online. What of postmortems can we expect? Can we expect like an FBI report? These things I feel are very important.
I wish they are. I can't say anything about that right now. I mean, we are going to release information and discuss things as we can, as allow us, and law enforcement will allow. So it's unfortunately one of those things. We can't comment on an ongoing investigation. There's a reason why they keep saying that. So that's, I know, very frustrating.
PHP,
and,
return.
A follow-up. Is there a person at the FBI that say I had some little piece of information that is there?
I don't know, because I'm not handling that. But if you had a particular piece of information that would be useful, you can certainly send it to us or to our general counsel or to whatever. Agent or investigation.
It's Adam Gaberes.
All right, PGP, one question going back to the two-factor authentication issue. It looks like one of the users here, Esmons, received an email that said TFA was now off, but when he attempts to log in, it won't let him at the normal login either. So it's like a newer issue.
Okay, let me investigate.
And I still can't get in with my two factors.
Would you also find out if withdrawals have been processed yet, or are you guys going to pull them together?
You know what? I don't know, but I'm sure we're going to have a brief call with the team because everybody's basically in their silo right now doing their thing. There's a lot of information that I just don't have. I understand people are still having 2FA issues. I'm going to try and get some, and login issues. Let me get some color on that, and hopefully I can get some other answers for you guys shortly.
A lot of the information is general, and they can't say a lot of things.
they've been talking since the start of this thing, especially Zane.
Yeah, Zane hasn't said much though.
Right, but he said what he could. You know what I mean? They haven't just ignored everybody and shut up shop.
Yeah.
And then are we? Still zero confirmations after an hour.
My that $801,000 plan didn't come to fruition.
At this rate, I'm going to make my 36% back today.
What?
BTC withdrawals don't appear to be enabled.
Wait, how are you going to make your 36% back today?
I'm sending all my bitcoins to Bitfinex.
That's strange because all of us are trying to get coins out of Bitfinex.
That's right. So people are paying a premium.
Not a 36% premium.
Premium is $14 right now. I would.
It's funny how everyone expected it to reach 650 right away, or 80 even. Someone said 1,000 or more.
I said 615. We haven't even hit that yet.
Plus, you have, once you convert into like fiat, if you're from the US or if you're from the UK, you have to pay tax on that. So the arbitrage isn't really worth it.
Wait, you don't pay taxes?
No, you do pay tax on capital gains if it's over a certain amount.
Yeah, your losses offset your gains, perhaps.
So the RBs, you go into USD, but then you need to transfer that USD into another exchange. And if you have a high amount of USD in that exchange, unless you've already KYC'd, they're going to want to know where that money's come from. They're not just going to allow you to deposit on there. And if you have KYC'd, you may get a target to know, you know, if you haven't admitted to openly trading, they're going to want to know where you've got that dollar, you know. It's fine if you go in and out on Bitfinex, come back into BTC and disappear.
Temporarily unavailable. Anybody else?
Now and again, just refresh.
Yeah, guys, servers are under tremendous strain right now. I mean, in terms of the front end web servers. So we're getting little hiccups here. You just have to refresh. It comes back.
PGP Litecoin is the only coin with no withdraw option.
What's that?
Litecoin, you can't withdraw it. There's no option.
Yeah, we just couldn't finish the Litecoin daemon in time under the new. We're working on it. It'll be available later today. Also, Tether is, I think, unavailable right now, but will be in the coming hours, by probably tomorrow morning, the latest.
Cool.
It was in the announcement.
Do you have any ETA on the post-mortem on the hack? Basically, how it happened?
He already answered.
I see.
No ETA, but I mean it's an ongoing investigation, so it's gonna be a while. Look, I mean we didn't know what the details of the Bitstamp hack were for a long time, guys. So I would not expect a quick answer to the question.
Do you mind if I ask? Do you guys know what happened?
I can't really discuss that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing there, Sam, that you found. But that's because the Litecoin demon's down. Maybe.
Actually, it comes to mind that the sooner you could find the name of the person at the FBI that we would want to call, the better that would be, to just release that to the community to give us some good feelings.
I wish I could comment.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Well, let me address that a little bit as somebody. I don't know, Phil, if you know, but this is what I do for a living: is investigations into large hacks. Working with a lot of the same agencies that you might be working with. So, bottom line is, you know, when there's cases like this, I am not law enforcement, but when we work with law enforcement, the bureau specifically, if they're
Is it just me, or did he go mute before the bottom line?
No, Pet is talking.
The bottom line is, with Interpol or the bureau, if either one of those is involved, they will never confirm or deny an ongoing investigation. Now, there's times when the media discovers things and figures out the bureau's involved, and they get, you know, it becomes known. But in the case of an actual investigation in a cyber-related incident, you're not going to find out one way or the other if the bureau has its way. So they're not going to provide, even the bureau itself will not provide a name. I've put in feelers through all different channels to try to figure it out myself, and that's exactly how they're going to treat it in this case. And if those are the agencies they're working with, since we still don't even know that. So bottom line is, I can't speak for Phil or Bitfinex, but in similar cases, we did not work with the public, nor did the law enforcement entities we were with. They did not work directly with the public in that way, unless the media got involved and they had to answer for it. Meaning the media found out they were doing it somehow through other sources or what have you. Who knows? But you can talk to public. Hey, no problem. It's a pain in the ass, but I can tell you this, that these, like Phil said, these things take a while. And if you're doing an incident response forensics type investigation on a cyber-related incident, then there are a lot of things they need to do, including extensive forensics on the systems themselves, the images of those systems, that the network that they're a part of, interviews with all personnel that had access, physical access to those systems, logical access to those systems. And then, so you combine all of those efforts into an investigation and hopefully track down various leads. And so each of those forensic reports will take, at minimum, weeks to develop. So, you know, you're looking at them with 50 million different tools. You were looking at them with human eyes, and you're going through things manually, looking at every executable, looking at every file, looking at every. It's a very extensive process. So even if you assume right up front what the vector of attack might have been, there could be 5 vectors of attack. There could have been 5 levels to the compromise. There could have been multiple parties compromised, multiple companies compromised, multiple network compromised. You know, personal laptops